Today I'm standing outside of the Fresh Collective, a clothing store on Queen Street, Roncesvalles, and in Kensington Market in Toronto. I want to talk to Laura Jean Bernardson, the founder and owner of Fresh Collective, because I'm really interested to hear what she has to say about starting her own business.
Hi there, my name is Laura Jean Bernardson, and I'm the owner and founder of Fresh Collective, and I'm also the creative director of the clothing line Fresh Baked Goods.
So what is the Fresh Collective?
Fresh Collective is a retailer for local designers, specializing in Toronto designers, and part of what we do is help the designers who are at a more starting level grow their line and understand how to build a business.
That's awesome. So when did you open?
We opened Fresh Collective in 2003, but I started my business in 1994. So Fresh Collective grew out of a need for me to have a place to sell my line of clothing.
Oh, so you were an entrepreneur doing your own thing before you actually made it into a business?
Well, yeah, before the Fresh Collective concept came along, I was selling my own clothes, and I had a store in Kensington Market called Fresh Baked Goods where I knit sweaters in the back and sold out of the front. So in a plan to expand, it was basically like, let's all be roommates, get a bunch of designers together and share the store.
What made you decide to actually go from being a sole proprietor to actually incorporating your business?
Like many of the good things in my business, it came out of something pretty dark. I had been audited, and I had a lot of sleepless nights about, just worrying that the business wasn't well organized. Not that I had big skeletons in my closet, but I was worried that mistakes were made. Or
audits aren't fun.
Yeah, who knows what they find or whatever. And I feel like it was a rite of passage. At the end, coming out on the other side, I was like, that's done. My greatest fear has been realized, and it was fine. But it really put a fire under my butt to organize the business, focus on profit, and get serious about getting the business removed from me. So the incorporation was part of that, and it was sort of the first step.
So when you were starting up the business, how did you attain startup capital if you needed any?
Well, in the very, very start of my business in 1994, I was operating out of my living room, and I needed a used knitting machine. So I borrowed $600 from my roommate, and that's what I did.
So you started on a shoestring without any startup capital?
Yeah.
Wow, good for you. That's great. So how did you teach yourself the financial ropes of going from your living room all the way to owning a 3-chained fashion store?
Bit by bit along the way, really. After the incorporation is when I got really serious about organizing the business. So I had quite intense couple of years building what was going to become the new business that could grow. And during that time, I hired a really good bookkeeper, and I wanted to take it over and do it myself. I cannot figure out why, because that was a nightmare. And so when I got this bookkeeper in, then it finally set up a bookkeeping system that could grow with us. Probably like a lot of entrepreneurs, I did my bookkeeping the way of throw it all in a shoebox, and at the end of the year get some guy to do your taxes. And every year you do that, but you're not looking at your business strategically about where am I making money? Why am I doing this?
What was the impact of going from a sole proprietor to a corporation?
I'll admit that as I was going through the incorporation process, I was like, oh, this is such a headache and it's a pain. I had to re-register all my accounts and everything.
And expensive.
And I was kind of regretting it. But a year later and 2 years later, I realized that what it really freed me from was seeing myself as the company. The small business trap of going why would I pay someone $80 to do that? I'll just do it myself. My role in the business is now as an employee. The corporation is there. And my role is to make the best decisions for the corporation. So is the best decision for the corporation me bumbling around doing something that I have no business doing myself, just doing it myself? And so it really freed me up from that bottleneck that a lot of small business owners create for themselves.
You separating yourself from being the whole thing. And now you look at it like a third party business.
It's a third party that I work for.
Great. Thank you so much, Laura Jean.
Hey, no problem.
Awesome. I'm wearing a full Fresh Collective little get up here too. This skirt was designed by Laura Jean, and we're at the Fresh Collective store on Queen Street. Thank you so much.
No problem.